Hey guys, good morning. We are leaving Tawang this morning and we will be exploring Dirang, Sangti Valley in Dirang and Bomdila on our way back to home. We are now crossing the town of Jung. The roads through Jung are narrow and sometimes it becomes difficult for pass along a heavy vehicle. So it happened couple of times. I had to reverse to give way to the trucks coming from the opposite side. So we crossed Jung and we are about to reach Jaswantgarh. The roads are now wider and it is more pleasant to drive with the landscape. We stopped at Jaswantgarh and had something to eat at the Blazing Sword Cafe and moved towards Sela. We're about to reach the Sela Pass. The Sela Lake is foggy today. We've reached Sela Pass and it is cold and misty out here and the temperature is already freezing. We stopped here for a while and moved towards Dirang. We have reached Dirang and we have come to see the Thupsung Dhargye Ling Monastery in Dirang. The monastery is beautiful and is surrounded by hills all around. We are now entering into the main prayer hall of the monastery. This monastery was inaugurated by the 14th Dalai Lama in 2017. The monastery balconies gives a beautiful view of the surrounding hills and the valleys. It is about to get dark and we are driving 15 kilometers from Dirang to the beautiful Sangti Valley. Sangti is a beautiful village on the bank of Sangti River. Some of these houses are pretty old and some are made of stone slabs. I found this village to be very clean and houses have dustbins to manage waste. We stopped here for a while, bought some essentials and went to see this hanging bridge nearby. And we set up our camp for the night by the riverside. We cooked our meal, had a bonfire because it was cold, and went to bed. The next morning we woke up to this beautiful view of the valley and the splashing sound of the river. This was our campsite for the night. We camped by the riverside near this bridge. We cooked us some tea and noodles, had a ice cold bath in the Sangti river, and went to see this kiwi farm nearby. After the garden tour, we said bye to our beautiful campsite and moved ahead. Yesterday when we arrived here, it was already evening and it was getting darker, so we couldn't see the Sangti Valley in its full glory. So today we have a chance. This morning we are driving through the beautiful Sangti Valley with gorgeous landscapes on our sight. The Sangti Valley or the Sangti village is about 15 kilometers from Dirang town, and it offers gorgeous landscapes, wide open valleys with paddy fields alongside the Sangti river. Agriculture and animal farming is the main occupation here in Sangti Valley. They grow paddy and maize here. The Sangti Valley is covered with fruit orchards of kiwi, apple, orange, and it has many vegetable gardens. If you were like me, you'd love to see these old houses, I believe centuries old. After spending some time in Sangti, we are now headed to see the Dirang Dzong. Dirang Dzong or the Dirang Fort is at about 5 kilometers from Dirang on the Dirang-Bomdila highway. The entrance is a fort-like structure and it has high walls. Some of these stone houses are centuries old, overlooking the village on the other side of the road. This prayer wheel at the entrance seems pretty old too. It's hard to find any rigid documentation about the Dirang Dzong, but it is said to be at least 300 to 500 years old. The Dirang Dzong was built to protect Bomdila from neighboring states. Some say that it was also used as a prison and as a shelter during wars. There's a pretty old monastery in the compound. We left Dirang and drove towards Bomdila. We arrived in Bomdila at noon, had our lunch, explored the Bomdila market and did a little bit of shopping. And then we set off for our last leg of journey to home. Thank you for watching, guys, and I will see you in my next travelogue about my solo road trip across 4 northeastern states in India.